Tassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, today we are going to read MN 44, Culavedalla Sutta, Culavedalla Sutta, the shorter series of questions and answers. Thus have I heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was living at the Rajgir in Bamboo Grove, the squirrel sanctuary. Then the lay follower Visakha went to the bhikkhuni, Dhammadinna, and after paying homage to her, he sat down at one side and asked her. Now here I will like to share with you a little story of Visakha and Dhammadinna. Visakha was the husband of Dhammadinna. He went and he practiced with Buddha. Visakha practiced and he became Anagami. And when he returned home, Dhammadinna realized that he was different. And he was not ready to be share the bed with her. So then she said, as my duty as a wife has been over, can I also go to Buddha? So she went to Buddha and practiced under him, under his guidance. And she became an arahant. So Visakha went to her and asked questions. And this sutta is all about that. So he paid homage to her. He sat down at one side and asked her. So this is a so nice sutta where we realize that females have become arahants. And it's a very inspiring thing for all the females. And this many stories we can know about all the females becoming arahant in Therigatha. So now the question raised by Visakha is about personality. Lady, what is called personality by the Blessed One? So when we first, I will let you know what is personality. First, when we see in our dictionary, the meaning of personality or identity. So personality refers to the enduring characteristics and behavior that comprise a person, the character of a person that comprises a personality. Unique adjustment to life. Every person in a certain way adjusts his life. Every person has a different characteristic behavior patterns. And that is how it is known as personality or identity. Including major traits, interests, drives, values, self-concepts, ability, and emotional patterns. So all these together make a personality, make everyone different from each other. So that is how we recognize a certain person has this personality, that personality, when this is what the mundane life explanation is. That is why he must have also had this question. So he went to Dhammadinna and asked this question, what is personality? So friend Visakha, these 5 aggregates affected by clinging are called personality by the Blessed One. That is the material form, the feeling, the perception, the formation, and consciousness, aggregates affected by clinging. Saying, good lady, the lay follower Visakha delighted and rejoiced in Bhikkhuni Dhammadinna's words. What is, I will always say, what is personality? First, we'll discuss about that. Now, what is personality? If you go to say, it is this word, personality, has been derived from a Latin word persona, and that means mask. You wear mask. How an actor on the stage wears different mask. And that creates that character of that drama. Supposing if it is he's wearing a mask of a wicked person or a witch or a lion or a tiger. So the characters are humans inside, but they are wearing this mask of animals or of a witch or ghost or God, even God. They also have the mask of a God. So when we see these dramas and these people are wearing this mask, that is called personality. Actual meaning of personality is that. It is persona. So it has been derived from the word persona, which means mask originally. Then later on, it has been developed that if everyone has his own characteristic. Now, if you say this mask is a personality, so will you, if you are a actor in a drama and we wear this mask of a ghost or a witch or a god or an animal, any mask, when we come home, we know we are not that mask. We know that we are not that mask, and we do not behave that later on after the drama is over. So we have to remove that mask. Then only we will find relief. Otherwise, if you just keep on carrying that mask throughout your life, that will be a burden. So that is why it is very important. This sutta is very important to how to remove this personality, how to come out of the personality. Actually, personality is a mask. From our childhood, we have been told that you have certain characteristics, or you're a little strict person, or you're too friendly, or you're very miser. So we hold on to all these gifts given by others, and we make our own personality out of these gifts given by others. And now is a time we have to come out of these personalities, because our thought patterns move according to our personality, which we only have aggregated them, which we have collected. We have made the heap of our own personality. And slowly, slowly, we have to let go, release that personality. And this sutta is about that. So if you just come to know personality is a mask, then it is very easy to understand this sutta, very easy. So now Dhammadinna says, friend Visakha, these 5 aggregates. Aggregates means heap, collections. Affected by clinging are called personality by the Blessed Ones. Now, what are these aggregates? Material form, that is our body, and the mind. Mind is made up of 4 things: feeling, perception, formation, and consciousness. So, Nam and Rupa, if we cling, see, they do not have any issues on their own. We have this body, we have a mind. But if we cling towards that mind and we cling towards our body, then we create this personality. And we suffer because of our own created personality. So clinging is wrong. Everyone is going to have a mind, everyone is going to have a body. But clinging towards our thought patterns or our own personalities. Supposing if we have this mask of a wicked person, and if you start clinging towards that personality, who is going to suffer? We ourselves. If you have the mask, wearing a mask of a god, and then your original behavior is different, and it will be so uncomfortable to continuously behave or act like a god. It's very difficult. So that is why we start clinging to this personality, and there we actually suffer. So we should know this is a mask which we use it for a character, and then we have to come out. So this coming out we have never done in many past lives, and that is why again and again we are holding on to this personality. In fact, we are collecting again our aggregates, and we get because of our clinging. So clinging is the main issue, not the aggregates. So the feeling, perception, formations, consciousness aggregates affected by clinging. So these Nam Rupa gets affected by your own clinging, own thought patterns. Saying, good lady, the lay follower Visakha delighted and rejoiced in the Bhikkhuni's Dhammadinna's words. Then he asked another question. Then he asked her a further question. Lady, what is called the origin of personality by the Blessed Ones? Friend Visakha, it is craving which brings renewal of being. It is accompanied by delight and lust, and delights in this and that. That is craving for sensual pleasures, craving for beings, and craving for non-beings. This is called the origin of personality by the Blessed Ones. So in first, this we understood that holding on to your personality is suffering. The Four Noble Truths starts here. Holding on to your personality or not recognizing it, that it is just a mask, that we have been carrying it for many lives and clinging towards this. Now, what is the origin of this personality? Craving for that is the origin. Supposing if there is a drama being played in the school and everyone wants to play the role of a god. No one wants to play a role of a simple person. So the craving that I want to play the role of so and so god. So that craving will make that person wear that mask of a god, and then he will start clinging to it, and then he will suffer. So base is craving. So this is how we have been craving for our own personalities, that I want to be like this, or I want to do like this. This craving for existence or craving for non-existence. Craving for existence, that is, we think that we want to be like this. I want to be a doctor, or I want to be like this. And you hold on to them, clinging on to that personality. So I'm one of the best persons. So you start clinging, and then the suffering starts. Or holding, craving is which being renewal of being. So once a simple boy wants to become a doctor, then he uses this mask of being a doctor, a good doctor, and then the clinging towards that, and then the fear that someone will take his position. So all these things start from there. The renewal of being is accompanied by delight and lust, and delights in this and that. That is craving for sensual pleasures, craving for beings, craving for non-beings. This is called the origin of the Blessed Ones. So when we then start craving for our own existence or any personality that we have thought about or have clinged or craved, from a childhood only we start craving that I want to be so and so. If you ask the small younger children also, they have this ego. Even from their right birth, also they start to know that this is my mother, and no one should touch her. I am the only child. I'll be only loved by my mother. So it starts from very childhood. So this is the personality. I belong to my parents and they should love me. So this aspect also comes from very childhood. And so this is the personality one starts developing. And then the other family members also enhance, give gifts, and the ego gets pampered and the personality also comes up. So craving is the root cause of origin of personality. Then the next question. Lady, what is the cessation of personality by the Blessed One? See, the Four Noble Truths are started. First, what is personality? That is suffering. The reason for the origin of personality, that comes as the cause of suffering. Now he asks the question, what is the cessation of the personality by the Blessed Ones? Friend Visakha, it is the remainderless fading away and ceasing, the giving up, relinquishing, letting go, and rejecting of that same craving. This is called the cessation of personality by the Blessed Ones. So nice. So here we start with the enlightenment factors. So what are the enlightenment factors? 6 R's. The cessation of personality is by 6 R's. So enlightenment factors and 6 R's, mostly they go together. So Bhante Vimaramsi has given us such a beautiful formula of 6 R's. It is applicable everywhere. So how to cease this personality? Now, when you are with your meditation, when you are with the object of meditation and your mind wanders, it wanders because of your personality, because of your identity. If you are a mother, always your mind will go towards your child because you have this personality of being a mother. Or if you have this personality of being a school teacher, then your mind will always go how to control the class or how to teach, what to teach. So your mind is going to get diverted over there. So your attachments go where your personality is, where you have clinging towards your personality or craving for the personality, your mind is going to wander over there. So when how to cease from that personality, recognize that your mind has wandered into that factor, just release the attachment towards that distraction. That distraction itself is because of your personality. Then come, return back to your body. Relax any tightness, because we actually crave for the feeling and not the outside object. The feeling of clinging towards the personality is because we actually crave for the feelings of I am the good teacher, or I am a good speaker, or I am a good mother or father, whatever, or teacher, or a good engineer. So that feeling, we actually crave for the feelings. That is why we have to come and relax that feeling, which is very important. So we have to actually release that attention from that distraction, relax. Relax that feeling is very important, which Bhante has told us. And how this is applicable with the enlightenment factors that we can discuss. See, what are the 7 enlightenment factors? They are sati, that is mindfulness, investigation, energy, that is virya, rapture, joy, tranquility, collectedness, and equanimity. So as soon we come to know that your mind has wandered, our mind has wandered from the loving kindness feeling, that or any object of meditation, that is called as sati. That is recognized. Release. Once we investigate that this is not wholesome, or you're not with your mind of with your mindful about your loving kindness feeling, so you release that distraction. This is the investigation mind, because unless you have not investigated, you cannot release. Investigation mind has started. Then the energy, you come back. The energy takes a lot of energy to come out of any distraction. It is very easy to go into a distraction. It really slips. You never even realize how your mind has slipped. But it's very difficult to bring your back into your body. So that takes a real energy. This is the real efforts from unwholesome to wholesome. Come back, relax. And when you relax, there's a joy of relief. So that rapture, joy. Then we have this tranquility, passaddhi. When there is a joy, there is quietness. At least even for a second, doesn't matter. But there is. Then your mind gets collected again. So you smile, you return, and you remain or repeat. You remain because of collected mind, and you, because you're equanimous, you again, whenever any thought comes up, again your mind goes, again you come up. And this is how you remain and repeat, because of collected mind and equanimous mind. So 6 hours help everywhere, everywhere. And this is the proper way Bhante has given us. That is why this twin meditation is more effective, because of the relaxed step, recognize, release, and relax. Main 3 steps. And smile, of course, that is the spine. That is the main oxygen, the main base of relaxing. So he says, friend Visakha, it is the remainder-less fading away. So till your last, you have to do 6 hours. So remainder-less fading away. There should be nothing left. Whatever arises, start doing 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours. And ceasing, giving up, relinquishing, letting go your personality, and rejecting of that same craving towards that personality. Very important. This is called the cessation of personality by the Blessed Ones, or identity. Supposing, for example, now if you are an Indian citizen and you have the passport of Indian citizen, supposing if I go, I will have to show the passport of Indian citizenship, my Indian passport. So then I'm recognized as I'm Indian. But if you take, if you go abroad and you want to be a citizen of another country, we have to let go this passport. So then you are no more a citizen of. For that, letting go is very important. You cannot hold on to Indian passport also and also US passport, and no. So letting go of this personality is very important to come out of any suffering. So it's okay. So whenever our mind says, I want to do this, okay, recognize, release, relax, smile, come back. This is how we let go our own personalities. Friend Visakha, it is just that noble. So he asks, lady, what is called the way leading to cessation of personality by the Blessed Ones? So what is the path? First he says, yeah, this is the way. Now, what is the path? Now everyone knows the main path. So friend Visakha, it is just the noble eightfold path. That is right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right efforts, right mindfulness, and right collectedness. So as we know, eightfold noble path or four noble truths, that is identity. By that, what happens? We understand that now at present we are suffering. So this is the mindfulness. We are suffering. Then what is the cause of suffering? The formula of understanding. What is in present? What is the origin that has come? Why am I suffering this time? There is anger in me, or there is lust in me, or there is jealousy in me. Why? The cause. The cause is because we identify ourselves with our personality or identity, or whatever feeling that is arising. So we are identifying ourselves with our body, our mind, our feelings. We actually identify with them, and that is why this cause arises. What is the origin of the present? What is the cessation of what is present? And what is the way leading to the cessation? So this is the question asked. And the way leading to any kind of cessation is the eightfold noble path. What is eightfold noble path? In short, we will discuss. That is right view. First is right view. Right view, that is, there is for understanding about Four Noble Truths. There are many people who do not even understand about Four Noble Truths. They even do not know that they are suffering, basically, because of their personality. They do not know this. And that is why they do not understand that there is suffering. They do not know. And then they even do not inquire, why am I suffering? Because first they do not understand that they are suffering. So there are many people who carry with their personality, who are get around everywhere. They feel that they are very, but inside they carry this mask of being very good outside. But inside what they are there, if they do not understand, if they are not suffering, they will never go to get Dhamma. But those very fortunate who understand that they are suffering, they are the most fortunate ones. Because unless you do not know that you are suffering, you will never approach to learn what is Dhamma. So that is right view, right intention. Now, what is right intention? When you come to know that there is, that I am suffering and I should come out of it, then the right intention starts. What is unwholesome? How to come to wholesome? And then now I want to get free of this suffering. So these are the right things. If you have vested interest in anything and you're showing something that your intentions are wrong, you will always suffer. You will never reach. If your intentions are very clear about everything, even about serving people or whatever, even carrying a family, this, or making friendship, simple friendship, if your intentions are very clear, very honest, very trustworthy, then your life will never suffer. But if your intentions are wrong, definitely you will suffer. And this suffering continues. And if one understands that If he doesn't even understand that he's suffering, then it's of no good to him. Then right speech. Right speech is, we have to have a good speech, not hurting others, or not having gossips about someone, helping others with kind words. That is called right speech. Right actions. That is, right actions is not hurting anyone physically. Or even, right actions, you can say about 5 precepts. What are the 5 precepts? That I will not hurt or kill any living beings by purpose. That is one of the first precepts. Second is, I will not steal. Third is sensual and sexual. I will not do sensual and sexual misconduct. Sexual misconduct, definitely when you are not, if you are not, if you cheat your partners anyway and having sex with others, that is sexual misconduct. Sensual misconduct without the permission of others. If you use their things, or if you just push someone or deceive someone and enjoy the other's things, and someone is hurted by your sensual pleasure, so that is sensual misconduct. Right efforts. Right effort is from unwholesome things to wholesome things. So the 4 parts of right efforts, we can say, is cultivate. First, recognize that good thoughts, cultivate good thoughts, remove all bad habits. What are good, just try to hold them. What are bad, do not bring them in your life. So these are the 4 big efforts one should do. Right mindfulness. After this, then comes, after right efforts of 6 hours, then comes right mindfulness. So mindfulness is not about how you're walking, or you're mindful about your walking or eating or sleeping. No. While you're sleeping or while you're walking, what is going up in your mind? That is very important. If you're speaking very, very, very nicely, very clearly, but what is going in your mind? If you're not mindful about that, you will suffer. You're making a bad karma. So it's very important to see what are your intentions and having attention towards your mindfulness, mind's movement, how it is going, where it is going. That is more important rather than you're just mindful about your driving or your cycling or your walking or your sleeping. What is going in your mind, the movement of the mind, and not taking it personally, is mindfulness, which Bhante has told us very clearly. And right collectedness. Finally, when there is mindfulness, then your mind is collected and you can enjoy meditation and come out of your formations or your sankharas. Next question. Lady, is that clinging the same as 5 aggregates affected by clinging, or is clinging something apart from 5 aggregates affected by clinging? Friend Visakha, that clinging is neither the same as these 5 aggregates affected by clinging, nor is clinging something apart from 5 aggregates affected by clinging. It is the desire and lust in regards to 5 aggregates affected by clinging that is the clinging there. So these 5 aggregates, that is your body, your mind. Mind is made up of, again, I'm telling you, feeling, perceptions, formation, consciousness. They themselves are no issues. But our clinging towards this, in our deep sleep, if you go to sleep, in our deep sleep, we are not aware of our body. We are not aware of our mind in our deep sleep. But the moment we wake up, I want this, 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 this. In your deep sleep, you are totally unaware of what is going on. So the same way, the moment our mind wakes up, we start catching. And then we start having ego problems and issues because our mind clings towards this. So this 5 aggregates, even in your deep sleep, you have your body, you have your mind, but there's no clinging. Definitely there is no clinging. So we are totally unaware of this world, or where we are, or who we are, totally unaware. But this clinging, when the moment you wake up, this clinging, this craving, it starts. And these thought patterns, and we start getting affected by this thought pattern. So these aggregates as such, the clinging is neither the same as these 5 aggregates affected by clinging, nor is clinging something part of 5 aggregates affected by. It is a desire and lust. So craving itself in regards to 5 aggregates is affected by clinging, that is clinging there. Lady, how does personality view come to be? Now personality view comes to be. Friend Visakha, an untaught ordinary person who has no regard for noble ones and is unskilled and undisciplined in their Dhamma, who has no regard for true men and is unskilled and undisciplined in their Dhamma, regards material form as self, or self as possessed of material form, or material form as in self, and self as in material form. He regards feelings as self, or self as possessed of feeling, or feeling as in self, or self as in feeling. He regards perception as self, or self as possessed of perception, or perception as in self, or self as in perception. He regards formations as self, or self as possessed of formations, or formation as in self, or self as in formations. He regards consciousness as self, or self as possessed of consciousness, or consciousness as in self, or self as in consciousness. That is how personality view comes to be. Now he says how this personality comes to be. If a person is alone, then he will relate himself that I am so lonely. I need someone. I need someone. That is how this need, this person. I am so and so. So I need someone, or I am lonely. So here and then I am having such a beautiful face, or such a beautiful. So I need someone who's also of that type, criticizing others of personality, because the person thinks that whatever body he has is one of the most. So he identifies himself with himself, with so and so color or race or caste, and then criticizes others about his race, color, caste. So this material form, he is identified with himself. So I am like this color, so other colors are not good people. Even the small children also will have this color racism, criticizing others, and they are personally very nice, very beautiful. That is what they think, and telling others that is wrong. So he regards material form as his self. So I am so and so. So others, like, that is why he has this conceit of his own personality. So this is personality view. So I am of so and so, or I am a very good engineer or a doctor or this, and the others not good. Or self-possessed of material form. So that he regards feeling as self. Whatever feeling he gets, the feeling of being lonely, or feeling of anger, or feeling of jealousy, he starts feeling that this is me. This is me. And he suffers because he takes this feeling as his self, or this is his personality. This type of, whenever I see such things or see such things, I get angry. The anger feeling comes, and he starts identifying with that anger feeling. So he thinks that this is the personality, and this is how he creates his own personality. So I am of so and so, I like this, without this I cannot live. So these concepts, all these are concepts, and he starts identifying with these concepts. Then perception. So feeling and perception always goes to the perception about his own feelings. So this is good feeling, or this is unpleasant feeling, or this is neutral feeling. Whenever there are whenever anything happens on the six sense doors, and he has a feeling. Every thing that goes into through our six sense doors, they create a feeling in our body, and there's a perception about that feeling, and then the clinging and craving starts. And then the formations, the conditionings that starts. And this is the formation creates your personality more stronger and stronger. So this is, then the sankhara starts. Oh, I don't like, I am this type of person. I don't like these things or behaviors. So these, we suffer. We always suffer because of our own personality, because of our own views, and clinging towards our own views, and which is very difficult to remove. So we actually suffer because of our own views, and this is the formations of samsara that we have made. Lady, how does personality view not come to be? Your friend Visakha, a well-taught noble disciple who has regard for noble ones and is skilled and disciplined in their Dhamma, who has regard for true men and is skilled and disciplined in their Dhamma, does not regard material form as self, or self as of material form, or material form as in self, or self as in material form. He does not regard feeling as self, or self as possessed of feeling, or feeling as in self, or self as in feeling. He does not regard perception as self, or self as possessed of feeling, or perception as in self, or self as in perception. He does not regard formations as self, or self as possessed of formations, or formations as in self, or self as in formation. He does not regard consciousness as self, or self as possessed of consciousness, or consciousness as in self, or self as in consciousness. That is how personality view does not come to be. Very simple, but very difficult to practice. This body is not me, because see, we can cook very good. Suppose if I say I'm a very good cook, we can cook food, but can we digest? We cannot. It's the nature who digest. Everything is in our body itself, is not in our control at all. The breathing itself, even in your deep sleep, your breathing is still going on, your kidneys are working, your brain is working, the blood is working, everything is happening on its own, but still we say this is my body. And even we flaunt that I am a good cook, the personality of being a good cook, but can we digest the food? No. Secondly, nothing is in our hands. Even if your saliva, your tongue, all these things, they happen automatically. But this takes time to understand. So when you say that this is not me, does not regard material form, the skin, people flaunt their skin colors or their hair colors, whatever they flaunt, is that in their hands? Fair people will think that they are very good fair. Is that in their hands? No, it's not in no one's hands. It's so impermanent. Or feelings. Feelings are so impermanent. Whenever you have immediately after 5 minutes, the feeling is ended. Supposing you buy something and you have a very good feeling, or someone appreciates you and you have a very good feeling, and you start craving for that feeling. How long will that last? It doesn't last for a longer. So it is so impermanent. But if you start holding on to those things, and then you start creating your personality, and then appreciation, and then clinging towards your personality, definitely you suffer. So if you want to come out of it, even the feeling you should not. The saintly people, they do not take anything, no gifts they take. Even if you appreciate them or you condemn them, it hardly matters. He does not regard formation as such. Conditionings of their mind. If you start getting attached to your own conditioning, that I am so and so, or I need so and so, or I listen to so and so, these conditionings, if you start getting involved into these your own sankharas, you'll multiply them. And this is how, when you come out of all these things, definitely you are out of those things. The Noble Eightfold Path. So what is the Noble Eightfold Path? Friend Visakha, it is just this Noble Eightfold Path, that is right view, right intentions, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right efforts, right mindfulness, and right collectedness. Lady, is the Noble Eightfold Path conditioned or unconditioned? Is it conditioned or unconditioned? What do you say? Everything is unconditioned, conditioned, everything. Unless you achieve Nibbana. Now, Nibbana is unconditioned. And unconditioned, totally unconditioned, then you're free. That is Nibbana. Even if you go to see small things, a simple relationship, if it is unconditioned, you are free from any kinds of attachments. Like if you go to see a teacher, a school teacher, she handles nearly 50 children at a time, but she's not attached. So she's free. Next year, she will have new children. Same thing she will teach. But that mother, even if she's having one child, she's so attached and she suffers. Whereas a teacher, in school teacher, will never suffer because she has no attachment towards the students. The students will come, learn, and they go. Her work she will do totally unconditionally. She will teach very wholeheartedly. But then that's it. When she returns home, the class is over and she's out. So there is no condition in that relationship. So there's no attachment. And that is why they do not suffer. But a mother will suffer if she has attachment towards. Even she's more loving, more kind. But if she has attachment, she will definitely suffer. Lady, what is the Eightfold Noble Path? Conditioned or unconditioned? Yes. Friend Visakha, the Noble Eightfold Path is conditioned. Lady, are the three aggregates included by Noble Eightfold Path, or the Noble Eightfold Path included by the three acts? So Shila, Samadhi, Pragya, that is, it is a part of this. That is, we have this precepts, and we have mindfulness, and then we have insights. The three aggregates are not included by the Noble Eightfold Path. So Shil, Samadhi, and Pragya, this is far more. The three aggregates, they are far more than the Eightfold Noble Paths. So here we will go through now. Lady, what is collectedness? What is the basis of collectedness? What is the equipment of collected? What is development of collectedness? So he says, unification of mind, friend Visakha, is concentration, collectedness, unification. Now when we go, so when your mind is unified, it is unified, that is, it's orbiting around the loving kindness feeling. It's orbiting. So it is unified. It is not absorbed. It is unified. So the orbits never change. You never change the orbiting. So this is how this is called as unifying. The unification of mind. Our earth is continuously in orbiting the sun, right? All the planets. So this unification of mind, that is why we have this our own sun galaxy. So our mind is continuously should be with the loving kindness feeling, with the awareness, with the mindfulness. That is collectedness. The four foundations of mindfulness are the basis of collectedness. The four right kinds of striving are the equipment of collectedness. The repetition, the development, the cultivation of the same states in the development of concentration or collected therein. So this is how again the 6 hours count. Continuously we have to just recognize, release, relax, come back. Continuously we have to strive. So whenever you're orbiting and your mind wanders, again do 6 hours, again come back. So once we realize that we are orbiting into another galaxy, Just release that galaxy and come to our sun galaxy again. So we have to be with our loving kindness feeling all the time, or any other object of feeling. So we have to continuously orbit, and our mind easily slips away because of our past formations, past sankharas, or because of our past identity or personality. It will wander. Just release, relax, re-smile, come back and start orbiting. A recognition, that is the main part, that your mind has wandered into any other thing that is unwholesome will come out. So what are the 4 foundations? Recognizing any unwholesome things, abandoning those unwholesome states, generating wholesome states of the mind, and maintaining the wholesome states of the mind. So we have to keep on cultivating good color. So that is why breath meditation we avoid, because that is neutral. So again, when we are cultivating this wholesome thing, that will take us in much better states. So Brahma Viharas, that is why TWIM is regarded, I feel Brahma Viharas, to meditate on the Brahma Viharas is much more uplifting. And 6 hours. So all thanks to Bhante Vimal Ramsi, who has given us this wonderful path and taught the right way to meditate. Any questions? There are some questions coming up, but I'm not used to opening this chat box. Let me see. I'm not used to more of how to handle this chat box. And Mr. KK has been asking something, but I'm not able to read, or I mean, those things have gone away. Any questions from your side? We will stop over here today, because from next time we will start from formations. Any questions? I think you all can unmute and ask questions, or something has been given in chat box which I cannot read for sure.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so this is me, KK. Actually, there's a misunderstanding between my boss and me at the workplace, and it hurts me a lot, actually. So, because of this misunderstanding, it's clear already, but right now I'm trying to looking for another job because of I feel there's no trust between me and my boss. So I have a few questions here. First question, am I suffering because of my personality, or is it because I had certain expectation about how my boss should see me? And when those expectations were not met, it hurts me. Or is it because I'm not practicing 6 hours enough?
Yes, both ways, I will say. See, in the mundane life, the only thing, you have to be firm about what exactly you want. But there should not be hatred in your mind. You should exactly do what you want to do. If you do not like this job, or you have to be firm that someone is hurting you, you cannot be a vegetable. Definitely not. So you know that this is not good for me. So you have to be very firm in dictating your terms, or if you want to change, no problem. But just check that there should not be hatred in you, because that hatred is very difficult to go. The next job also you will have the same hatred. So that is not good for you. Of course, you can change the job for a better, or you can dictate your terms. So and so is there. So you can ask, this hurts me. You can be firm. What happens on the outer edge? We are very using this mask of goodiness, and inside we are getting hurt, which is not good. We should remove that mask. Also say, if we are carrying this mask, sometimes we carry this mark of being a very good employee, and also taking all those hurts what your boss is giving up. So first you check with yourself, is it because of my own personality, or am I craving to for this personality, or is this job really okay for me, and unnecessary I'm making a big issue about small things? Or is the hatred has been piled up by now? So just investigate on into all these things. And then whenever you take a decision, it will be a very good decision. But take the decision very smiling. Okay, I'm done with this. When Buddha used to, whatever people used to tell him, that doesn't mean he used to take. He should not take the gifts, whatever he used to say, I do not need those things. This is how. So he does not carry anything. What we do is we carry the gifts. Okay, you are not doing this good work, or you're doing very nice work, and then we carry these gifts with us, and then we start judging ourselves and others. So come out of all this. Definitely, you can leave with the job, but they check that there should be no hatred in your mind, because then the feeling of hatred is more dangerous. Clinging towards that concepts about your boss. Come out of that first. Do not take his things personally. So whenever you leave the job, whenever you remember him later on, there should not be any hatred. That's it.
To be honest, I don't have any hatred in my mind or heart, but it's more of like I feel disappointed.
Yes, no problem, no issues. Then you be firm and just you can take the action whichever is good for you, without any craving or without any, because it should not carry into the next job also.
Mm. Also, I have another question. Like, should I right now focus on practicing 6R or forgiveness?
Is it a major block? Is it?
Mm, because
So if
because of this situation,
so
because
if it
of
is
this. Okay, go ahead.
if it is when you're meditating, so we have to meditate morning evening, that is no this. Suppose it is just like driving, you have to drive morning evening to go to the office. Sometimes there'll be a traffic jam, sometimes there'll be a very open road for you. So both ways how your mindset is. So sometimes you'll be very agitated, that time you go for forgiveness to yourself for not understanding.
Mm.
For not understanding that this traffic jam is going to be there at your working hours. If you start getting irritated, we have to know that there is going to be a traffic jam in the working hours. If you get irritated, then what's the use? In any workplace, there is going to be conflicts. With that understanding only, we have to go for work. So we have to just save ourselves from not getting agitated or not taking things personally, or not getting too much involved into our own personality traits. That's it. Very slowly, we have to relax ourselves. Okay, come on, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Then it's easy. Someone appreciates you're a very good driver. You can drive the car very nicely, and you are getting in traffic jam. What's the use of being a very good car driver? You cannot drive only. So if you just accept, oh, even if I'm a very good driver, now this is a traffic jam. My time is now to wait and watch, just like others. So just that's all. That's all. So even if you're one of the best drivers, but they will still get stuck up into traffic jams. Who cares that you are the best driver or the world best driver? So this is how we have to recognize. There's a traffic jam. There's an agitation. Or there is some problem.
Oh,
So
that
what is
makes
not?
sense.
So if you see now the car driver, if he keeps on saying, I am the best driver, I am, then he clinging to his own personality of being one of the best rewarded driver in the world. But now he's in traffic jam. No use.
Mm. It really makes sense. I'm glad I joined today.
Okay. Thank you very much.
The last question is, I have noticed that when I stick to my principles, like maintain integrity at workplace and work really hard, some people don't like me. What
That's okay.
practical
That's
advice?
all.
What practical advice can you give me to stay on the right track without causing friction?
See, we have chosen the path of freedom, not they. So whole meditation and this path of Nibbana or this Buddha is to change ourselves and not others. Now it's their views. They are not going to be with you the whole life, definitely. So they are karmas and their way of living. It's their path. We just have to check. We just have to be mindful, do our work, and see that your mind is not getting into hatred. Because we have to work because we are in this mundane life. So we'll just work without any attachment. Then it's easy. Because if you give this attachment towards everything and that how they are doing, so that's their issues. What we can do about them? We can tell them only once. But then we have to be very mindful that we are not getting any into unwholesome states of mind. And just keep giving Maitri Bhavana, see that we are radiating. Because finally, whatever we are doing it to change ourselves and not others, for sure. We cannot change others. We can only change ourselves. Buddha, he said that I have done this meditation, or I have achieved Nibbana, only I am going to be you. It is helpful for me. He did not do anything for others. He just showed the right way. This is how every day, even if you're doing for half an hour morning and seeing that you're smiling the whole time, even someone pushes anything, if you still smile and do not take it personally, it is very easy for me to say this, but I can understand what you're going through. It is very difficult to practice, but little by little, little by little, we have to push ourselves.
Yeah, and when they try, like first they don't like me, but when I try, like it's not I don't care, but they try to influence the boss as well to undermining me. So the pressure is a little bit hard. Uh,
There were people who were criticizing Buddha also. You know that stories. Have you gone through? Here, that lady was there, and she said that I got pregnant because of you and all this. Then the Buddha only used to smile. Everyone knows what is the truth.
yeah,
When you
okay.
come back home, you just have to smile, even if they're criticizing you, because you are doing your best. Leave the rest. And this all comes because of our past karmas only. Why
Yeah.
that comes to us? It comes because of our past karmas. And
Oh
it
no.
is going to come. There will be trigger points. There will be trigger points because of our past karmas. There will be trigger points. Even Buddha had to face his past karmas. That his brother, he put that Shila, he had this, then he had poisoning before his death. He had to face all these past karmas. Mughlan, he got murdered because of his past karmas. Even he was an Arant, so he got murdered. So we get all this because of, but we should say good that at least I am getting this and I'm realizing that this is suffering and I'm coming out. If it is not suffering, I'll tell you if there is less suffering in life, very lavish life, they do not even turn to Dhamma. There was a person, very rich, wealthy family's son was there, and by others' mistake, he had to go to the jail because of his friend's mistake, and he had supported this friend for kidnapping, and he had to go to the jail. He was very lavishly rich boy. When he went to the jail, there was nothing. So, and there was not having good food also. So in for getting good food, he went for this Vipassana course, because in jails in India also we have Vipassana course in jails also. And there he got this Dhamma, and he thanked himself. And if I had not come to the jail, I would have never thought about Dhamma. So these things, they teach us that there is suffering and how we can come out of suffering. That all these paths. If there is no suffering, very less people go for Dhamma. So you are very fortunate that you are having suffering, and only humans understand that this is suffering. So because you
Yeah.
are human, you understand this is suffering, and these are things are happening because of our past lives, karmas, and now they're getting eradicated. Let them get. So be happy. I'm giving
Mm.
Maitri Bhavana. They're pushing dirt on me, but still I'm not getting affected. So this is
Okay.
how slowly we take this an opportunity to learn Dhamma better.
Mm. Okay, thank you so much for the answer. It's
Easy for me
beautiful.
to say. If I would have been in your position, maybe I would have also not been so good. It's very easy for me to say. I can understand that.
Okay,
But
thank
you are
you so
doing good.
much.
You're doing good. Come on, let's share merits. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear struck fearlessly. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit, and we have just acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha dispensation.